Hey, my friends, there's a narrative that says that as you get older, you have less energy, less focus, and you don't feel as good. And that narrative doesn't have to be true. That story, that BS story is only true if you're eating what Mark Hyman calls the SAD diet, the standard American diet. If instead you're eating an all-natural diet and you're avoiding the processed foods, you can have more energy, more focus, and you can feel better than you've ever felt. And there's a simple step that you can take to have more energy, more focus, and to feel better. And that step is to cut way back or eliminate sugars and starch. When we eat sugars and starch, which make up 60% of processed foods, our cortisol goes up. And cortisol is the stress hormone. So our bodies have the same reaction as if we were being chased by a bear when we eat the cereals, the bagel, the pasta, the chips, the cookies. Because processed foods, they're full of sugars and starch. And there's an entire domino effect that happens. You get a spike in your blood sugar, which spikes your insulin, spikes your cortisol, your adrenaline, which affects the liver and screws up your cholesterol. And if that wasn't bad enough, all the available fuel that's in your bloodstream from the sugars and starch, that's driven down a one-way street into the adipocytes. The adipocytes, those are the fat cells around the belly. And the sugars and starch, they lock into those fat cells, causing your body to store fat. And that lowers your metabolism. And then a whole different set of chemicals are released. Hormones, inflammatory messengers that go to your brain and affect the neurotransmitters and create inflammation in the brain. There's a lot of research that shows food is the biggest driver to dysfunction in our brain when it comes to attention, behavior, mood, and memory. And the good news is that one scoop of ice cream isn't going to kill anyone. But the average American eats almost 1 pound of sugar and flour a day. And what the research shows is that the sugar and starch disconnects the frontal lobe from the amygdala. And the frontal lobe is the adult part of our brain. The amygdala is the lizard brain, the primitive brain. And the sugars and flours disconnect those two parts of our brain, and that primitive brain takes over. We think, we feel, we act, we speak totally different when the lizard brain is in charge. So a great first step to feel better, to have more energy, more focus, is to reduce, or what's best, completely eliminate processed foods. You can literally feel like you're reversing the aging process by making this decision. Everyone wants to feel better, and this can help you do it. Next week, I'm going to share another idea on how to use food to increase your performance, your personal and professional performance. So watch for that video. Wish you a great week, my friends. Take care.